Hi, this is Okoro, and I'm going to present to you today regarding Boolean logic. And our topic involves Boolean. How well are you understood in sourcing? So we'll discuss more about its components. So the context of this presentation today would be about the Boolean basics, the Boolean search. What is a Boolean search? What are the Boolean operators? Number two topic would be the components of the job description and the Boolean experiment. So with the objectives of this presentation, the viewers will be able to, number one, learn on the basics of Boolean search string creation. Number two is to differentiate an effective search string from the ordinary search. Number three is to identify the parts of a job description. Number four is to understand the importance of search string in doing sourcing. And number five is to apply with confidence the ideas and basics of Boolean search string creation into practice. So let's bring on the topic number one, which is the Boolean basics. And this is the beginner's guide. According to socialtalent.co, it says, what is really a Boolean search? According to them, a Boolean search is a way to organize your search using a combination of keywords and the three main Boolean operators, the and, or, and not. These are the modifiers. In order to produce more accurate and more relevant results for your candidate searches on LinkedIn and beyond. These are the Boolean operators, the and, or, and not. These are the most important. These are very important. We will talk about each of these. However, these Boolean search string can be used on LinkedIn on the following fields: in the keywords field of the advanced search option, in the company field, in the job title field, and also in the names field. So let's talk about the Boolean syntax that we need to use when we do Boolean search string, or when we create a Boolean search string. The first important thing to appreciate about Boolean is that there are only 5 elements of syntax to understand, and these are the quotation marks, the brackets or the parentheses, the and operator, the or operator, and the not operator. When you are utilizing, or if you're using these Boolean operators properly when searching, they will provide you a better and more accurate result. However, you need to remember as well that each of the 3 Boolean operators should always be written in uppercase, or if not, they will not work. Next, we need to discuss them one by one, and the first is the quotations. It says here, this is used to search for an exact phrase, and one should enclose the phrase in quotation marks. And the system will search for these terms that appear in the order written within the quote, and use quotes to search for terms that include punctuation. Examples that includes punctuation, just like the e-commerce, HTML/CSS. It says here that you need to search for the exact phrase. You want to search for a business analyst, the exact phrase as it appear in the order: business first, and then analyst second. It must be together as it appears on the article or in the profile. So that's why you need to use quotations. And you must remember also that if you would like to use quotations, they must have a quotation before and after the word. So quotes specify a string of characters that should be searched for exactly as specified, just like this. That should be, that appears to be similar as business analyst together. That's why you need to enclose it with quotation mark, and make sure that you have the quotation mark before and after, or your search string will not give you the right result, or it says no results. So next is the brackets or the parentheses. This is used to run a complex search with the combined terms and modifiers, like if you would like to combine two terms together. And or different modifiers in complex search. So this is also to tell the computer system what to solve first, and essentially a clause within brackets is given priority over other elements around it. Examples are the project manager or PM. These are enclosed within the bracket because we wanted to look for a project manager, or it could either be PM on their title also. And we want to search the word budgeting or budget within the profile. So this means that a computer will solve or will look into the terms within the bracket, just similar to this. It's given priority over the one that's not the priority. Example, if yours says project manager or PM and and budget here without this bracket, we're actually letting the computer system to search for the project manager first and then the budget, because if they are enclosed in a bracket or parentheses, they're given priority on your search. So if you have terms that you want to that are priority, even if it's just one word or one term, you must enclose them with the parentheses. So next we'll discuss about the AND operator. The AND operator it actually retrieves in the articles that contains all the terms, and it narrows down the search because it considers all the terms between all the terms that has and in between to appear in the search. Example of it is the business analyst and e-commerce. And if you have a couple of ands in your search string, then you are narrowing down your search result. So in this case, we are looking for the word business analyst, and at the same time, we wanted to see an e-commerce word or e-commerce term in the profile. So they must be a business analyst and they must have the commerce. So it retrieves all the terms that you want to consider with the word and in between them. However, if you also would like, if you are typing the words and you didn't put any quotation marks or parentheses, they're actually considered that there is an and between them, just like software engineer. So it is considering that the system or the computer system will search for software and engineer. If you will enclose this one with a quotation mark here, definitely it will look for a software engineer, the exact words as it is. But this time, if you will just put software engineer, it will either be looking for software and engineer not together in in the profile. But with the AND operator, it actually tells the computer system to search for all the terms that has that you enter with the word and in between them. So software and engineer or business analyst and e-commerce. So we'll talk about the next the fourth syntax. A very important one is also the OR operator. The OR operator actually retrieves the articles with any of the terms. So with any of the terms in your in the article or in the profile, and it broadens your search, because there are some profiles that they either misspelled the word or they have a different style in in putting the words, just like front end with one word, front end with dash, or front end with two words. So you'll write them with, or in between them, just like the business analyst or the systems analyst. We wanted to see either the business analyst or a systems analyst. We are not only considering the business analyst, we're not just searching for business analyst, but also we're searching for a systems analyst. So a profile with business analyst is also retrieved at the same time. The profile with systems analyst is also retrieved in your results. So this will give you more results if you use the OR operator. Next is the NOT operator. NOT operator, it actually eliminates the articles containing the second term, or it actually, eradicate or the term that is after the word not. So of course it narrows the search. Just like this one, the business analyst, not IT. It means that we're looking for a business analyst, but not IT. So anyone that has the IT word in their profile, and they're also business analysts, that means they are analysts for IT or something similar to IT, but we're not looking for that. We're looking for e-commerce IT person, example. So in this example here, we're looking for the business analyst, but not the word IT on the profile. So it narrows down your search. So that's the four syntax of the Boolean search operators, or the Boolean search. Next topic is about job description. The job description is a broad, general, and written statement. So these are statements, these are paragraphs of a specific job. So it entails about the job. So that is actually based on the findings of a job analysis. So we'll talk here about its components of a job description. So what are the components of a job description? It composes of, number one, the title. It's usually a short, clear, and accurate phrase, usually just one word or two words, or a very short but clear and accurate phrase. Number two is a job summary. So these are the 2 or 3 sentences about the position and the company. It's usually at the topmost of the job description. Next to the title is a job summary. And then it will tell you, or another part of it, of the whole job description, is what you call the task or the responsibilities. This identifies the major categories and general responsibilities of the job. That is according to the analysis of the job. So another one is the qualifications or the requirements. It entails about the education or the degree requirements, along with any specific licenses or certifications therein, or it requires. Another part of the another component of a job description is a supervision. Who does this employee report to? That is, like this position reports to the CEO, or this position reports to the territorial manager, is something similar to that, or to the CTO, or to the hiring, to a head of the department. So is there a direct supervision, or is this a position that must be self-regulating? This answers to one of the components of a job description called supervision. Another one is the working conditions. Any particular physical requirements or environmental considerations that are unique to this position should be spelled out. If there are very unique unique requirements that the certain job description would need be, it's also indicated in the working conditions. Salary and benefits is actually optional. Some job description, some companies would like put their salary requirements, the salary grade, and the benefits of, their company. So we're going to have an example here of a job description. The example here is a business analyst. This is the title. So this is the job description. Let's see. This mission is critical role will involve you working with the inventory team. So this is to provide data analysis, reporting, and technical expertise to meet business objectives. So this is the summary, the title and the summary. Next, you will work directly with the inventory control group. So this is the what is that again? Sub the supervision is also sub-summary task, right? So you will work directly with inventory control group, and says here to provide. This is your responsibilities to provide the technical needs as driven by the business, and you will be required to provide business analysis, support the e-commerce and retail groups. Specifically, it required as a minimum of these are the qualifications. A minimum of 3 years of experience as a business analyst, strong data analysis skills, crystal reports experience preferred, BSCS or related degree and or experience, and experience with enterprise systems. So this is a very short example of a job description. I'm just choosing this one because this is kind of short, but it has the elements of a job description. So we're moving to our last topic, which is the Boolean experiment. So I have read over the internet about this Boolean experiment, and from the BooleanBlackBelt.com with Glenn Cathy. Experiment way back 2010. It says the recruiters and sourcers were invited to create a Boolean search string. A Boolean string out from a job description. So he posted the job description on his website, and he was trying to gather, Boolean, inviting recruiters to look into the job description and share the Boolean search string. And let's check how it goes. Experiment. The job title was really the business analyst. So this was the job title that we have read a while ago. These are the requirements. So let's see how it really goes. The experiment respondents was within the month or two of the experiment posting last 2010, there are only 36 intrepid people share their approach to analyzing the job description. Out of the 1,106 viewers, which is only at a low rate of 3%. He was so, he was kind of bothered, or was wondering why it has a very low rate of respondents. And he was kind of analyzed it on a second, after a month he made another posting that says why the low rate responses. He was indicating it there. Glenn thinks most of the sources and recruiters aren't really truly confident in their Boolean search strings skills. You know what? In the recruiting field, they were not really discussed very well. And how do you write your Boolean? It was not really discussed in each, on every LinkedIn recruiter. I mean, and every recruiter or a sourcer to each other. They were not really discussing it. That's why, says Glenn. Glenn, thought that some recruiters were not really confident with their Boolean search string. That's why they're not really responding, though they have the answer, but they were not really responding publicly. So some of the posters or some of the forum commenters also says that the sources recruiters don't want to give away their techniques because they think this maintains a competitive advantage. They don't like to share it publicly because some really thought that I have this skill, and they would like to, they were bragging about it, but they would not really share much of their techniques. I don't know. It says also that it takes time or brain power to think through and post. Oh yes, definitely. One can read the job description but will not participate in answering, or contributing to a research or something, because it may, consume their time, their brains to think of, a Boolean string. And not to mention as well the public scrutiny. For most, the costs probably exceed the benefits. Yeah, they don't like, because when you post something publicly on the internet, some people would, you cannot really deny it, or some people would really comment that, oh, this your Boolean string is not really correct because this blah blah blah, something like that. And they don't, some of the commenter says that that may be one of the reason that I don't like to, you know to post or reply a response to your experiment, because it costs time for the recruiter, and definitely the public scrutiny. So that's why the low rate responses. So I would really like to, even though with the low responses, with that experiment, I would really like to show you how, how Glenn operates, or how Glenn creates a Boolean search string through his experiment. So the job title is the business analyst, with the same job description again, and the requirement. So it says here, provide data analysis. I just highlighted these keywords here because these are very important for your Boolean search string creation. It says here the working with the inventory team to provide data analysis, reporting, and technical expertise to meet business objectives. And also it says here, work directly with inventory group, and at the same time to support the e-commerce and retail groups. The required or the qualifications is also important to consider when you do the job, search string, or screening the profiles in your search results. It says here the minimum of 3 years of experience as a business analyst, strong data analysis skills, with crystal reports. This is very important because it has, it is a tool. The experience with the crystal reports experience is preferred for this position, and that's the degree, and of course the enterprise systems. Let's do the observations using the title and the role. The title that they post, the title of the job is business analyst. But if we are only using the business analyst alone, we are limiting our search results with only the use of the business analyst on the profiles. But the business analyst has alternative titles, which are the business systems analyst, the systems analyst, systems systems analyst, the requirements analyst, functional analyst, IT analyst, or the consultant. But in these search results, in this search that we do, or in this job description, we are only considering the the business side of analyst or analysis. So according to Glenn's experiment, 50% of this results 50% of the results mentioned business analyst, and none of these systems analysts or data analysts or requirements analyst or function analyst. Actually, he only used these terms because the systems analyst, data requirements, and functional analyst is related to the business analyst, but not the IT analyst or consultant, because we want to, to identify a more accurate results on this. So if he was on his first search, when he was only using business analyst and the other rest of the key terms, and he was not adding the alternative titles, he get only 50%. So the other 50 mentioned one of these: system analyst, title, and the rest, but not the business analyst. Meaning, that means that when he searched for these, I mean for systems analyst up to here, he got another example, he got another 50% in numbers, in addition to the word business analyst. So example, the business analyst alone with no alternative titles in his search, he got like, example, he got like 50 only. But when he added the alternative title, business analyst, business systems analyst, requirements analyst, and functional analyst in his search, he got another 50 and making it to 100. So that's the importance of the alternative titles, the targeted alternative titles in your Boolean search. I hope you got it. If you have some questions with it, just let me know. So that means that if you only search for the title business analyst, oh yes, you would be missing 50% of the available results, and you wouldn't even know it. That's why. So it's also important to consider some alternative titles in your Boolean search string. Alright, so we're here on the analysis of the job description. So we're looking for a person primarily responsible for data analysis. This is from the analysis of the job description, alright, from the job description business analyst. So primarily responsible for data analysis, reporting, and likely using Crystal reports for the reporting, because this is the preferred tool or the preferred application that I have. Number 2 is experience with enterprise systems. According to Glenn, he says, recruiter do not have the reference to know what kind of enterprise systems unless to ask the hiring manager. So he most not like he doesn't likely to add the word enterprise or the term enterprise in his search results or in his search string, because it may mean experience in using, it says here, it may mean experience in using systems like PeopleSoft, Oracle, eBusiness SAP, or etc., or something else, because there are a lot of enterprise systems, tools or applications. So the term enterprise system isn't something many people will explicitly state in their resume or LinkedIn profile. And searching for it or simply enterprise can also result in many false. However, also in the sourcing only task, just like our task, adding the term enterprise may be needed to get a target result. You just need only to screen over the profiles if if we really want to deliver the term enterprise. But some profiles don't really put the word enterprise in it. But if since we only like deliver a calibration, we wanted to deliver deliver a line that has the word enterprise on their profile. So that's with the job description. We need to have a data analysis, reporting, especially the Crystal Reports tool or application, and with enterprise systems. So this is the experiment search strings that he was testing on this Boolean experiment session. The search number 1 or the search string number 1 is this. It involves the business analyst or the systems analyst or the systems analyst up to the functional analyst, because these are related terms. We put it in a bracket and we wanted them to appear as exactly as it is. That's why we put them a quotation marks like this. With these terms, with these titles, we want to add the word crystal just the crystal, because there might be, other tools that are, crystal enterprise or crystal reports or crystal something. But as long as this it has a word crystal, I actually added it here under a parentheses because I wanted the system to um to work on it as well as one of the priority term. And of course, the reporting or reports or reported or report, that goes together with the crystal or anything, because it also, the job analyst, the system, the business analyst job also requires reporting anyway. And also the word, analyze, mean not really the, the correct spelling, analysis or analyze or analyze or analyze, Z with S, whatever it is. Because some profiles has, have it misspelled. And the word inventory and the word retail. This is very specific, search string. And e-commerce, or the word e-commerce, or the B2B or the B2C, the, the business to business, or the business to business, B2C, just that. So this is a very specific search string. As you can see, it involves the e-commerce experience, the word retail, the inventory over that, and the analysis, the word report, the crystal tool, and the title. With this search string, we only get like 39 results. A very, very few one. But this is actually a good result when you do calibration, because it has the right terms, it has the exact terms or the keywords that the client would like to see. So this is an example in the in New York City metro area only. So it is only like 39 results. So this is test number 1. So we're adding another search string, number 2. And this time we're taking out e-commerce. Taking out e-commerce and the rest of it, and the rest of the related terms with it. So it says business analyst, with a crystal, reporting and analysis, and also that involves in inventory or retail, but not really the e-commerce, because most profiles don't use the word e-commerce, or doesn't really add that term into their profile, as what has been discussed a while ago. So with the search number 2, it gives us 101 results, from 39 to 101 results, and that's a big jump. So this is actually an ideal one for a full list. And then the search string number 3, it actually exclude the retail, e-commerce, and the rest of the terms. And thus it gives like 447 results, which is like kind of too broad for this result. So if you already have like 447, that's actually too many to look at for something that, might appear not good, or better that those, the second search number 2 would be the best, because it has only like 101. This one is 447, a huge jump. So from the search number 1, which is 39 results, number 2 has 101, and this one has 447. The number 2 search string is the best search string, especially for the full list. And this one is also a good thing if you have like, we deliver like 300 lines in, delivery. So the progression of this search, experiment says that as the searches relaxes, the search string, the more results will appear. Just like when we exclude, the word retail, like excluding e-commerce, excluding B2B, B2C terms, it actually gives more results. Then we when we choose to have the relaxed search string, I mean example like the 447 results, we can actually filter them out using like the location. If we haven't really specified with the zip code yet, we're just using the metro area thing. So the location can be by adding the specific zip code and searching by miles and radius if not yet. The years of experience if it is very specific. The industry, because some really some companies or some clients really are very strict or would really like to see a similar industry to what they try to fill. And the seniority or some these are very optional. Or you can add terms to the search string and says that and not if you don't like that these would appear in your searches, you would say you would add the and not director or founder or co-founder or president or vice president or VP or manager or AVP or something similar to that. You can add it to your string. All right. So the final thoughts of this search experiment or the Boolean experiment says here that there is no single best Boolean search string or approach for any given position. And all candidate queries are definitely not created equal. And you simply cannot gain any competitive advantage running the same basic taken straight from the job description title and keyword searches that everyone else does. Alright, it's question time. If you have some questions, just send your email to sikaro@recruitloop.com or Slack me. Thank you so much. The end.